A man who escaped from a Park County jailer Sunday night now back behind bars. Where he was found, coming up.
I'm Phoenix O'Connor. I'm here at the Montana tunnels where DEQ says it's under some violations.
Well, there it is. That's pretty much in a nutshell right there. It doesn't take much description, does it, Matt? 6:30, Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here.
I think the hardest part, we talked about this earlier, I can deal with the heat, I can deal with the smoke, but you put the two together and then don't add any type of breeze, it's tough to be outside.
Yes, it's stagnant.
It is absolutely. Ugh. So air quality, we're seeing some slight improvements, but still nasty stuff to be dealing with this morning, and the temperatures are fairly warm. 67 this morning in Belgrade, 68 in Bozeman, 57 in West Yellowstone. Bozeman Day Planner calling for daytime highs near the 90-degree mark, this time with a potential for a few passing showers, so you get into the late afternoon, early evening. Same situation in Butte. I think our rain chances are still in that 20 to 30% range for most of the area today. We have some good rain chances, at least in the future. We'll talk more about that coming from the weather patio in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Matt. It is now 6:30. Our top story right now. Park County Sheriff Brad Bickler says the escaped inmate Jordan Earl Lindy is now back in custody. And he was apprehended without incident around 10:15 yesterday in Clyde Park. Lindy was being medically evaluated on Sunday for an issue the sheriff's office was concerned could be potentially life-threatening. Now at the hospital, he overpowered a deputy, took his handgun and van keys, and initially escaped in a Park County detention minivan. Lindy was initially arrested in Park County on Saturday on felony and misdemeanor drug charges, along with a misdemeanor failure to appear charge. Also, this morning, Montana Highway Patrol troopers are looking for your help after a person died in a car crash yesterday on Interstate 90 here in the Bozeman area. Cody Boyer was on the scene shortly after it happened. Investigators say the crash took place near the 19th Avenue interchange. A car rolling out of the westbound lane into a large highway sign. And the driver, who is not being identified at this time pending notification of next of kin, was wearing a seatbelt. Troopers say the crash now being considered a single vehicle death, no other cars coming into contact with that vehicle. However, troopers add that several witnesses spoke with them, with some taking video of the crash. Investigators say they now have a reason to suspect someone else may have actually been a factor in that crash. Anyone with information is asked to come forward by contacting 406-842-7000. Well, the Montana Department of Environmental Quality says it officially considers the Montana Tunnels mine in Jefferson City abandoned and in violation now of state laws. MTN's Phoenix O'Connor visited the mine site with the DEQ and has the mine owner's response to those claims.
The Montana Tunnel mine has been dormant since 2008, and the mine's permit was suspended in 2018. DEQ's Wayne Jefferson and Dan Walsh showed me around the site.
For us, what we need to have is an on-the-ground check. So we do get a lot of information in paper form in the office, and we're able to do a check in the office at our desks on those things. But it's important for us to be on site to make sure that what we're reviewing in paper is in line with what we expect to see on the site.
At that issue, it's now bond money, cleanup, and reclamation work at the mine. The DEQ says that around $20 million in bond money for reclamation, but needs another $16.5 million from Montana Tunnels.
The first is we're concerned that it's not completed the reclamation that's required by its permit.
The open pit mine pulled gold, silver, zinc, and lead from the ground. The DEQ also requires reclamation within 2 years of a site being abandoned or incomplete. Jefferson says that some cleanup work has already begun.
The waste rock dump at the Montana Tunnels mine here, partially it's been reclaimed, it's been reshaped, and soil's been placed on it, it's been vegetated, and other areas still remain barren. This is a good example of what reclamation remains to be completed here. These areas will need to be contoured and vegetation reestablished on them.
But none of the work is from the new reclamation plan approved by the DEQ in 2020, which includes addressing the rerouting of Clancy Creek. MTN News reached out to Robert Treneman, President and Chief Operating Officer of Eastern Resources. He said in an email that the Montana Tunnels mine was acquired by Eastern Resources in February of 2010 from Apollo Gold Corp. And at the time of the acquisition, the reclamation bond had already been set by the DEQ at a little over $31 million, with no new disturbances. The company also says they do plan to respond to the state's alleged violations by the July 28th deadline.
Now, the DEQ does say that even though reclamation is needed at that site, it does not currently pose a significant environmental problem. Other news this morning, there was a razor-close vote in the full U.S. Senate over the nomination of Montanan Tracy Stone Manning to head the U.S. Bureau of Land Management. Full Senate voted 50-49 to discharge her nomination to the floor, where final votes on her confirmation will come later this week. The discharge vote was necessary because the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee deadlocked last week on her nomination. All 10 Republicans voting against her. Among them, of course, Montana Republican Steve Daines, who led the charge against her confirmation. Senator Daines spoke on the Senate floor on Tuesday, said Stone Manning lied to the committee about her role in a 1989 tree spiking incident in Idaho. Stone Manning was nominated for the post by President Biden. She's a longtime conservationist, also has worked for former Montana Governor Steve Bullock and Senator Jon Tester. Senator Tester took to the floor as well Tuesday to defend Stone Manning and to blast those critics.
They have dragged a good person's name through the muck in a cynical smear campaign ginned up by folks who would rather play politics than see a qualified, competent woman running the Bureau of Land Management.
For 4 years, she refused to tell federal investigators who the perpetrators were. She's never apologized for this crime, for covering it up. I think the cover-up is as serious in many ways as anything else. And for this reason and some others, I oppose her confirmation and believe that Montana and our nation do deserve better.
Of course, for more information on all of this, head on over to our websites and look for Tracy Stone Manning's confirmation to the Bureau of Land Management. 6:36 now. At a news conference yesterday, local mental health professionals and representatives from drug court explained how new program is helping Montanans. MTN's Mitch Loggy tells us what the governor is confident these programs can do.
In Billings, mental health professionals have been utilizing a new technology to help keep their patients on the path to recovery and free from their substance abuse. The new tool to treat substance use disorder was brought about by a partnership between 3 organizations, the Rimrock Foundation and the Substance Abuse Connect Coalition in Billings, and a behavioral science tech company called Gomo Health. The cell phone-based program allows patients in drug court or other rehab programs 24/7 access to mental health tools, reminders, and helpful info to keep them on the path to recovery and away from relapse.
Crisis doesn't happen Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and our clients often need us after hours, and peer support is available to them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that they don't have to deal with those triggers alone, that they don't have to deal with whatever crisis comes alone.
The program is dubbed Pathways to Recovery and has been using the cell phone-based tech with patients in Billings since March. A gentleman who gave his first name as Robert said the Pathways program in drug court helped him manage his recovery and regain contact with his 5-year-old and 3-year-old sons.
This program actually has shown me how to be an adult and strengthen those relationships that I tossed to the wind beforehand. I know this program's a huge step leap in the right direction, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
The Recovery Pathway cell phone app had one of its first rollouts in Montana, and the program will be used as a template to help other communities across the country. Montana Governor Greg Gianforte said the program was a new tool to help 2 problems in the state brought about by drug abuse.
1, a workforce shortage in the field, and 2, access to services to those struggling with addiction. Taken together, these efforts will help Montanans prepare to successfully re-enter communities, reunite with their family, friends, and neighbors.
In Billings, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
6:39 now. We've been talking about it several times this morning. Unemployment benefits in the economy. For weeks, we've been telling you about the struggles some area business owners are having hiring staff and whether bonus unemployment benefits are to blame. So what happens when those benefits expire? It's already happened in some states, so our Joe St. George went to find out whether it's actually bringing people back to work.
We are, sir.
You're very welcome.
We aren't breaking any news.
This is our
coffee, vanilla, cream ale.
By telling you restaurant owners have had a hard year and a half. Health orders first shut them down, and when they reopened, staffing them became a struggle.
A lot of those more senior servers did not come back.
Nick Taylor is the manager of Oscars.
So right now we can't open for 2 of the days that we normally would be.
Bob Suter owns Wolf's Ridge Brewery. Both operate in Metro Columbus, Ohio. You might not live here, but there's a good chance restaurant owners and small business owners near you feel the exact same way. They want to hire people, but qualified applicants aren't showing up for interviews. In June, job openings nationwide were at 9.2 million, a new record. Restaurant and brewery owners resorting to something they've never done before: sign-on bonuses.
$250, yeah, for a cook, things like that. We've paid those.
For months, the complaint from many conservative leaders is that Congress is giving away too much money. Since the pandemic began, $3,200 in stimulus checks have been handed out. $300 weekly bonus unemployment benefits are being distributed until the beginning of September. Not to mention monthly child tax credit payments are going out to workers with children for the rest of this year. Nationwide, many Republican governors concluded those $300 weekly bonus unemployment benefits are to blame. And each one of these 26 states has either ended the bonus cash prematurely or attempted to end them before a lawsuit was filed. But is cutting the benefits actually bringing people back to work? Well, depends who you ask. Both Nick and Bob work in a state where those bonus benefits ended nearly a month ago.
Prior to that, I would say I would post an ad and get 1 or 2 responses. Now I get 4 a day.
Bob, however, disagrees.
We never really bought into that, didn't expect a full flood of resumes, and we haven't seen that. Right now, I mean, we could absolutely hire probably at least 5 people in the kitchen.
He says many of his most dependable employees have simply moved on, using the extra cash and time off to gain new skills.
One cook that did work for us for a little bit is now working at an auto repair shop, making a lot more money.
While it's still early, Bob may be right. Economists from Oxford Economics and Goldman Sachs have found only a marginal effect of ending those bonus unemployment benefits early, a sign the labor market may be a bit more complex than before.
It is changing the demographics of the workplace.
Roger Geiger is with the National Federation of Independent Business and says no one quite knows what's going on, but companies who've created more work from home opportunities have likely hurt businesses that need workers to show up in person.
You got to have people at that restaurant. You got to have people at that car wash. Part of it is people have childcare issues.
Some employment experts say the best way to get more people back in the workforce is to simply pay them more. But when you speak to small business owners and business leaders, the answer, well, is not that simple.
I don't want to be the restaurant that has to charge $40 for a steak.
Trying to start an economy from a coma is tough.
In Columbus, Ohio, I'm Joe St. George.
Trying to start an economy from a coma. What a great line that is. 6:42 now. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more and more younger kids not heading to school. Coming up, learn about a steep decline in pre-K and kindergarten enrollment nationwide. But first, let's check in with our friends at CBS to find out what's coming up at 7 o'clock on CBS This Morning.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, breaking overnight, Simone Biles decides to pull out of another event in Tokyo. We'll talk with Olympic gold medalist Dominique Dawes about Biles' move and the pressure athletes face. Also, new guidelines advising all Americans in COVID hotspots to wear masks indoors. We'll ask the director of the CDC about the major reversal and what it means for kids returning to school. Plus, they're young and inexperienced. Jamie Yukas finds out why Team USA's teen swimmers could be the secret to success in the pool. We'll see you at 7.